Welcome back to Insight Indonesia, brought to you by the Jakarta Globe newspaper. I'm your host, Lynn Newman. Today I'm with a very charming young man, Iskandar Widjaja, who is a concert violinist from Germany, but whose parents are Indonesian. So now there's two completely different worlds. To my mind, at Berlin, very organized, the history, the culture. Indonesia, more freewheeling, more fun, different kind of place. How do you're kind of in both worlds now.
Yeah, let's say I took the best of both worlds. In Germany, there's lots of, dedication to arts. There's lots of discipline, and people want to do it right. People want to do it perfectly. So I had a string of very strict instructors on the violin. My parents, though, they're from Indonesia, and they have lots of freedom in my education, and there was lots of fun also. And I'd like to combine both worlds in my playing as well, because if my playing is too strict and too much sounds like work, then my music also sounds like work, and people couldn't enjoy that much. But if there's a perfect combination of having fun and doing it seriously, I think that's perfect.
And how did you, now when you visited Indonesia since you were a child, but how did you come to start performing here? When did that begin?
It started quite early, actually. I think I played here for the first time 6 or 5 years ago, and there was a shock for me because the audience was so direct in expressing whether they liked it or not. So if they liked it, they would just clap in between the movements or scream or say bravo just while I was playing, like in a pop concert somewhere. In Germany, that would never happen.
You don't scream during the concerto in Germany, I suppose. No. That's not on.
No.
So here they're just reacting viscerally to the music, right?
So and if they're bored, they start chatting or start eating or
and they start sending BB messages to each other. You're guaranteed.
You got to keep them excited, right?
Well, it's interesting though that because of some combination of your playing, your looks, your stage presence, etc., you're able to elicit this amazing reaction from people.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Well, and I think they appreciate you. We've got people outside the studio waiting to have their autographs and pictures taken with you and stuff. You also sing, don't you?
A bit, quite a bit. That was just for, balancing my very organized and disciplined life. So sometimes I try to just release and let go of the pressure, and I even auditioned for some German Idol TV show, and I got in,
You were on German Idol,
yeah,
oh my goodness.
I was shocked when I got in, because I just went there for fun, and then I said, I'm sorry, I'm just a professional concert violinist, I can't do that. It's just, thank you for accepting me, but this is really not what I'm off to.
What did you sing for your audition there?
I sang The Climb by Miley Cyrus. That's even more ridiculous because it's a little girl song, and I just wanted to make fun a little bit, so they kind of liked it.
So you're singing you're a concert violinist who sings Miley Cyrus songs. You're more interesting by the moment here. I like this.
Wow.
Tell me about some of tell me about this art in front of us. I want to look at that. I want to miss that. Where did these pictures come from? Let's pop these up here.
Yeah. I think they're quite nicely done.
Yeah, let's get a close-up of these. Tell us, I can help you hold it.
Yes.
Tell us now, where did you get these pictures?
So I played my concert yesterday at Aula Sinfonia, and afterwards there was a signing session for my album and for fans to make photographs. And afterwards some people, not directly, but through the security, kind of handed over some presents and souvenirs to me. And they wrote me some nice letters, and they
marriage proposals?
I got these, believe me. And even somebody baked some cake for me.
This is call me, there's my number.
Yes.
Do people bake cakes for you as well?
Cakes.
Now again, is this an Indonesian thing, or does this happen in Germany?
It doesn't happen in Germany because the arts are classical music players are not as approachable somewhat in Europe. They are seen as the elite somewhat, and here they don't know about Elite, so they just think, oh, this is the star, so we just show him our love.
Oh, wow.
And I appreciate that a lot.
Well, that's common here, obviously.
Yes,
I mean, we've had a couple of other people on the show who have fans, and they do line up outside and wait,
Yeah.
and they want to hear more. What sort of projects do you have coming up? You got the new album, Bach and Blues, but what else is happening?
I'm currently thinking about releasing an album, especially for Indonesia, because Bach and Blues is very good music, yet it's very challenging, and I'm not sure whether Indonesian audience really appreciate this very, very challenging stuff. So I'd rather give them something more easy listening first, for the first step, to make them not shocked right away.
So that would be Bach and more accessible
maybe
kind of.
Vivaldi, you know, for seasons, stuff like that. People could appreciate that rather.
Now, would that be a solo album or
Combined with a symphony orchestra, probably.
combined with a symphony orchestra? Could you record in Germany or you record that here?
Yeah, let's see.
You don't know
Yeah,
yet,
not
but that's
knowing.
maybe the next project specifically for the Indonesian.
Yes.
For the Indonesian market.
Yeah.
When will you be back in Indonesia? Because you're leaving tomorrow or the next day or
Yes,
something. Right?
that's right. I'll be back probably in December. For sure, I'll be back in January because I have a tour through Indonesia. I'll be playing in Jakarta, Surabaya, Bandung, and Solo.
Wow, interesting. Now, tell me, what is the biggest difference between Indonesia and Germany for you?
The climate.
Well, there's that. Yes, you'll be going back to Germany. It'll be cold.
Right, and actually, the climate also makes the people react differently. So I think people in Germany are kind of introverts sometimes, and not as open as Indonesian people. So they would have feelings, of course, but they wouldn't show it directly. Indonesian people, you can read on their faces what they feel like, and they just express it constantly. And I think that's due to the climate a lot. Yeah.
And do you think you'll ever settle here in Indonesia, or do you think where is really home?
I flirt with the idea on building a little house on Bali because I just love this island. I feel so relaxed there, and my home, let's say, is here.
Your home is in your violin.
Yes, it's here.
And it's interesting. Something interesting you said in the break, which I want the audience to hear, is that this violin is so old, but you said they sound better as they get older.
Yes, totally. Because if you play well on it, then the vibrations kind of make the wood more responsive to the nuances that you want to give into the piece of wood, and thus the wood gets just more higher quality
as time goes on. Now, how many violins do you own?
4. I think 4 or 5.
But this is
this is my concert violin.
This is your concert violin,
Yes.
and you brought it to my show. I'm really appreciate that. Iskandar, I want to thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
I'm going to close the show, but I'm going to ask you to play a little country music.
I see. Okay.
Iskandar promised he'd play a little bit of country. I told him I'm a country music fan. So
that was actually the first tune I ever learned on violin.
the first tune he ever learned on the violin.
The Arkansas Traveler.
Arkansas Traveler. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Inside Indonesia. I'm your host, Lynn Newman. The show is brought to you by the Jakarta Globe every day. My guest has been Iskandar Widjaja, who will take us out of here with Arkansas Traveler, of all things. Iskandar.
Okay, here goes.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure.